Good morning. Welcome to the Marion County Board of Commissioners meeting. It's Wednesday, February 14th, 2018. Happy Valentine's Day. And we are here in the Senator Hearing Room at Courthouse Square.
And happy birthday, Oregon.
Yes. And happy birthday, Oregon. 159, is that what I saw? Right.
Yeah, it was 1856.
Okay, you look that up.
1859. 1859.
And we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. All right. So let's all say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, well, we have a relatively short agenda today, but we're starting out with a presentation. 2017 Santa Central results. This is always fun. So Lisa Miller and Stacy Vrooman are here. And one more, which I don't know her name.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Commissioners. Lisa Miller, Volunteer Services with Business Service. Even though it is Valentine's Day, we are actually here to talk to you today a little bit about Santa Claus, our Santa Central
It's red.
program.
It's
Absolutely, so it fits in very well. So this morning we have Stacy Vrooman here, who is representing our Sunshine Committee, and then also, I'm going to mess up your last name, Mandy Osberger from our Marion Poquiam Hill Foster Parent Association.
Excellent, thank you.
Well, good morning, Commissioners. I am Stacy Vrooman with Business Services, and I'm excited to be here today on behalf of Santa Central. For the last 15 years, Marion County has partnered with the Marion Polk Foster Parent Association so that we can fulfill Christmas gifts of local foster kids in the community. And in fact, this year, I believe we even had some from Lynn County because they don't have good resources out there, and so we were able to help them a little bit as well. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to just thank you guys for supporting this program year after year. Thank employees for their generosity and their faithful support of this. Every year, employees turn out and just buy all the gifts and give us money to buy more gifts and to support the program. And in 2013 is when the Sunshine Committee took this over. The Sheriff's Office had had it prior to that. Some people retired, and so now we've continued. And we wouldn't be able to do it without the Sunshine Committee. Lisa and I just don't have the time to do it by ourselves, so there's about 5 or 6 people up in Business Services and in finance that help us every year kind of collect the gifts and get everything done and bought and over to the Foster Parent Association. And so I'm really grateful for that. And then also the people out in the departments. Every single department has a contact and they help us get the gifts from employees. And so I want to say thank you to them as well today. And in 2017, through the generous support of employees, we were able to raise about $10,000 of gifts and money. And so whether you came and bought dessert from a fundraiser, I know Public Works did a really great, they did an auction and sold all kinds of stuff. People bought boots, people brought their stuff in and they auctioned it off to raise money for the kids. And there was lots of different ways that people really came out to support. And in fact, every single gift was picked off of our list, which is the first time since I've been doing it that happened. And employees still wanted to support it. And so they gave us money so that in the future we have more gifts to buy. And then hopefully we can find some other ways to help support this program. Because these foster parents day in and day out just do the hard work. And so we want to find other ways to help them just take care of these kids, especially at a time of year when these kids aren't with their families, and to just continue to support this program. And so now I'm going to turn it over to Mandy Osberger to kind of talk a little bit about specific ways that this has impacted the community.
Thank you. My name is Mandy Augsburger. I'm the president of the Marion Polkiam Hill Foster Parent Association. And I really do want to thank you for the generosity to our community kids. This year we were able to supply not only the gifts, but pajamas, socks, underwear, coats, and gloves to 138 youth in our community, and that is amazing. Foster care is a community issue, and it's really wonderful to see the partnerships of our community coming alongside the foster parents who do the day-to-day work. And there are stories all through about the kids and how this impacts the kids. One of them, my husband and I run a home for teen boys with behavioral issues, and we have between 10 and 15 children in our home. This Christmas we had 11 boys, and some of them were placed very last minute, so Holiday Wishes was a huge blessing to us personally. But this one 13-year-old boy had told me he had previously been living with his 19-year-old sister, and she had no funds, and the last Christmas gift he can ever remember receiving was a couple of Hot Wheels. So when he opened up a Holiday Wishes gift of brand new name brand Vans tennis shoes, he couldn't stop smiling. It was an all day, I can't believe that somebody who doesn't even know me cared enough to get this for me. It was really amazing. But I wanted to address the fact that Holiday Wishes impacts far more than the children. The foster parents in Marion County, they do hard work, and most of them, the majority, are two-parent families with one income, and we all know how hard it is to live on one income these days. But with the appointments and the things you have to do with foster kids, it's really hard to have two parents working full-time. In Marion County, there are over 639 children placed in foster care in January of this year. Over half of those kids are placed in non-relative homes, and there are only 80 of those in Marion County. That means, on an average, each foster home is going to have 4.25 children of foster care in their home. And that's a lot of extra children to be supporting and paying for. So this is one way that our community comes alongside and says, let us support you, and that's really amazing. So I just wanted to share a couple of quotes from the foster parents. One of them said, "We can hardly afford to take care of their needs. It was really amazing to be able to give them one of their wants." Another said, "It's such a gift for our family to be able to give the kids a little extra during the holidays. Holiday Wishes means so much to us as foster parents. We feel valued and supported by our community, and the children who often have the hardest time during the holidays feel valued too. Our kids are always so in awe when they learn that the gift was bought by someone in the community that cares about them without ever meeting them. And lastly, it reminds us that we are not alone in our journey of fostering. Just knowing there are people and a community who stand behind us as we stand in the gap for these kids is amazing. So on behalf of our association and the families that we represent, I want to just say, again, thank you for the support and generosity, and we look forward to working with you in the coming year."
Thank you.
Yeah, I do. Thank you for all you do, everybody, the team that makes this happen. Just yesterday in our green team, we talked about the bottle drop program, and I think one of the things we're going to try to do through the building is to open an account. I don't know, you have probably haven't even heard about this yet, Stacy, but open an account at Bottle Drop and use the green bags and use that collection for Santa Central was the suggestion that came up yesterday. So, because now we don't have a real organized program of how those things get out of the building. So we'll see how that goes if we can get there.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, you can join the green team and help us make it happen.
Very good. You have a comment?
Oh, I guess it is a comment. Thank you. That brightened my day. I love stories where things are better, and they're not always. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. And Mandy, especially thank you for coming over and sharing what this really means. It was compelling stories that you told, and obviously we have great respect and appreciation for what the foster parents do for these kids and an understanding of the difficulties that they're going through. We work hard through our Children and Families Commission to try to make the world a better place for kids, and this is one of the issues that we're really focused on. On a lighter side, I had to, in my mind, chuckle when I heard desserts, because that's so business services, right? And boots, because that's so public works. I just thought, it's really neat that our employees can give in a way that suits their culture and their personalities. So it's nice that you're allowing all of these different types of activities to happen where people can give and feel good about that, and it goes to such a worthy cause. So thanks for coming and giving that report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will now move to our consent calendar. And Commissioner Cameron, I think you've been off the hook for a week or two, so definitely your
Really?
turn.
A week?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good to be home. Thank you, Madam Chair. Under consent calendar, finance approve a quick claim deed selling a tax foreclosed property back to the prior owner, property tax ID number R49418, located on Rambler Drive, Northeast Salem. Under the Health Department, approve amendment number 5 to the Oregon Health Authority for the 2017-19 intergovernmental agreement for the financing of public health services to add program element to public health modernization, implementation, and to add $170,667 in funding. Under Public Works, approve an order appointing David Lair to the Solid Waste Management Advisory Council with a term ending January 22nd, 2022. Also under Public Works, approve amendment number 1 with Clean Harbors Environmental Services, Inc. to add $400,000 for the collection of household hazardous waste and extend through February 28th of 2020. Under the Tax Office, approve an order designating the Woodburn Independent as the newspaper for publication of the 2018 tax foreclosure list.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Anything noteworthy on the consent agenda? All right, all in favor say aye.
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 All right, those items are approved. We will now move to our action agenda. Our first item is under legal counsel. We've kind of saved introducing Jane until this moment, so this is an item to consider approval of an order appointing Jane Vetto as Marion County Counsel. And John Latimer, your name is on this item, so you start.
Madam Chair, it's with great pleasure that I have the opportunity to introduce to our Marion County family our new legal counsel and ask you to appoint her to that position of Marion County Legal Counsel. Jane comes to us from Clark County, Washington, where she was, her title was prosecuting attorney. Actually, she worked for the county and county board as legal counsel for departments and the board, county board in Clark County. She'd also had experience as a trial attorney in private practice and as a litigator, so she comes to us with a lot of good background that will help us with our legal issues. And I really want you to welcome Jane and make her feel welcome as part of our Marion County family.
Very good.
It's good to have you.
Any comments before we allow Jane to say a couple
Yeah, I
words?
would
Or
like
what
to
you want?
hear what
Okay, Jane, why don't you take the microphone and introduce yourself?
Well, thank you very much. I just want to say thank you very much to John for those nice comments. Thank you for this opportunity, board. My experience is primarily in litigation, but for the past several years, I worked for Clark County as a county attorney, and I really realized how important local government is and how much you impact and affect county residents and the good and important work you do. And as a native Oregonian, it means a lot to me to be able to come back home and to help you in the important work that you do. And I really appreciate the opportunity. And I want to also say that I'm not doing this alone. I have a great staff, great assistant county counsels that I'm really looking forward to working with, and staff in our office. And together, we are really going to help you and advise you and help you do the important work for the residents of Marion County. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, welcome to Marion County. We're very thrilled that you're here, and I know that you've been here, this is your third day, so,
Yes.
right? So, you have any impressions so far after the first 2 days? Sam always asks
Yeah.
that question, so
Well, 20 years from now.
20 years from now, he'll ask you that question.
Not
Will you be
me,
here 20 years?
someone, no.
So I'm impressed with how hardworking the county staff is. I've attended several meetings. The county employees are really working for the needs and the interests of county residents. And then I'm looking forward to meeting with each of the board members, council members, and finding out what your priorities are and helping you accomplish them.
Sounds good.
Oh, I just thought of this. So are you planning, we have a speech day, State of the County, we call it. Are you attending that?
It will be.
Good, because it'll
Good.
give you a good opportunity to see at least the things that we're
Right.
interested in.
Right.
Budget also would be
Oh,
good for
forget
you
budget.
to observe.
Yes,
As we
absolutely.
start moving through that, that'll be, what, a few months down the line, right, June, I think?
Absolutely. And I'm glad you didn't bring up that I'm an Oregon duck. Sorry.
Ah.
I really liked her too.
No, I think we understand that there are good people in bad places.
Well, see, I'm the only one here that went to U of O. I got my PhD there. So.
Oh, excellent.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So I was gonna make a motion, but now I see we have options. There's two. It says we can either appoint Jane Veto as Marion County Council or take no action.
I don't see that second
You
option.
don't see that? Madam Chair, I would make a motion that we do approve an order that appoints Jane Veto as Marion County Council.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second from two beavers to appoint a duck as the Marion County
Don't
Council.
say it that way.
Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 I'd like to restate the motion. Aye.
All right, she is appointed. So
Madam
before the
Chair.
meeting, Jane said she was going to be really good before we took the vote, but I don't know.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
a little bit of a rebellious streak
All
there.
right, she'll fit in just perfect.
John?
We really shouldn't have any problems with ducks. Both my daughter and her husband are ducks, so there. You beavers.
You're kinda making me sweat. Can we move on?
Very good. All right, so that is done. So let's move on to Public Works. Consider adoption of an administrative ordinance granting a zone change, case number 17-005, North Lancaster Business Park LLC. And Joe Fenimore from Public Works Planning is here to present this item. So good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Joe Fenimore. This item before you today is an application to change the zone from commercial retail to commercial general on a 4.42 acre parcel located at 4743 through 4753 Lancaster Drive, northeast in Salem. The applicant is proposing to change the zone from CR to CG to allow warehousing and other uses that are not permitted outright in the CR zone. The property is located on the west side of Lancaster, approximately 300 feet north of its intersection with Hayesville Drive. Adjacent properties to the west are zoned commercial retail, contain a mixture of commercial uses. Properties to the south are zoned commercial office. They contain an apartment complex and a single-family dwelling. And properties to the east across Lancaster Drive are zoned single-family residential and consist of a developed residential subdivision. The hearings officer conducted a public hearing on the matter on November 29, 2017, and on January 5th issued an initial decision granting the request subject to conditions. The conditions are outlined in Exhibit E of the ordinance. I found an error late yesterday in that exhibit. It's in your packet, so I printed out a copy that Christie handed out to you. Somehow I managed to insert a fifth condition the hearings officer never included in his decision, so that is the corrected version before you. The conditions require them to obtain all permits, meet development standards in the commercial general zone, meet the requirements of Marion County Public Works regarding site access, development, and frontage improvements along Lancaster. The applicant's representative confirmed to staff they had no objections to these conditions that the hearings officer recommended. The board received the hearings officer's initial decision and held an application for the mandatory appeal period. No appeals were filed. Notice of adoption of the administrative ordinance was made on February 7, 2018. It is now before you for final consideration and adoption. You have the option of adopting the ordinance as written, direct staff to prepare a modified ordinance for consideration, or choose not to take any action at this time. And I'll be happy to try and answer any questions.
So just one technical question here before. So Joe, on the exhibit sheet, which is Exhibit B, and it's page 14 of 15 in the packet, if anybody happens to be watching online, it looks like the change was that you just deleted the condition number 4.
That is
that
correct.
And so that was just in there because it was,
It was a standard condition that we usually have in this type of case. For some reason, it was not carried forward by the hearings officer.
oh, okay.
So there's
So I
no,
missed that.
and it actually was an information condition more than anything, saying because it
Okay.
is city sewer and water services, you do have to make sure that.
So
you
they'll
get
just go ahead and do
that.
that anyway, but it's just not in the hearings officer's report.
Correct.
Okay, great, thank you. Commissioner
Well, I
Brentano.
couldn't hear Joe real well, and I think you were answering the same question, but my concern is the applicant has seen these conditions, agrees to them, and this isn't a surprise.
That is correct. In the process, if they disagree with the conditions, they would have filed an appeal also at the same time.
Okay.
That would have been the process to challenge a condition.
You ready for a motion, Madam Chair? I'll move that we adopt an administrative ordinance granting zone change case number 17-005 North Lancaster Business Park LLC.
A second?
All right, we have a motion and a second to adopt the administrative ordinance. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
it's approved.
Thank you.
Joe.
Thank you.
And we have a last item, and Brian Nicholas is not in the room. Okay, so shall we just put,
Well, you could put it off, or, I'm not really sure why it's on here. I could sign that.
It looks like
why
a
don't we,
consent item to me.
yeah, why don't we
Let's discuss it a little
not
bit.
take,
Okay.
oh, you want to
I
discuss it?
think we can,
Well,
if you'll just read the description. Oh,
Usually does, that's why we put it on there.
Joe, good morning.
Regarding this item, I checked with Tammy at Public Works. She said she believes he's leaving the office now, heading down here is the understanding, so I don't know.
So he's running late, is what you're saying?
Apparently, he's running late, yes.
Okay, well,
That's what we believe is happening, yes.
why don't we just take a short recess, and can someone call and find out if that's for sure? And then we'll, as soon as we know, we'll come back in session and either act on this or we can move it forward to another day.
All right. Thank you.
We're going to have our last action item. This is number 3, consider approval of the public improvement agreement with JRT Construction LLC for North Fork Safety Improvement Guardrail Project for $60,880. And Brian Nicholas from Public Works is here. So Brian, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. You have before you, for your consideration, approval of a construction contract that was bid in December, and I'm here to give you some background information about that project and answer any questions that you have. So this project is a continuation of our safety improvement program that we've worked on for the last year and a half, or close to 2 years, for the North Fork Road corridor. The project is funded through the Federal Highway Wafflehead, Western Federal Lands grant that we received about 2 years ago for the corridor. And this is one of the last projects that we're going to be executing under that grant. This gives you a little snapshot of where the project is located, and a little closer image. The project would install some bridge end treatments at Lumpkers Bridge, which is located near milepost 4 on the North Fork Road corridor. That gives you a picture from a recent Marion County project of what the type of bridge end treatment looks like. It's standard guardrail treatment, and Lumpkers Bridge is a bridge that has some crash history with vehicles hitting the concrete bridge itself, and that's why installing something like this is appropriate. Here's a little snapshot of the plan itself. As you head upriver, you have to come through a pretty tight curve to get onto the bridge, and a lot of the impacts that we've had on the bridge are from cars overshooting that corner and hitting this end of the bridge. This plan sheet exhibit gives you a little snapshot of what we're planning to do. The idea is to install that standard guardrail treatment at all 4 corners of the bridge, and I'll take a step back and look at this image. The guardrail has an energy absorbing end terminal that improves safety, and that guardrail gets gradually stiffer as you get towards the bridge, so it gives you some impact attenuation for the bridge end. Once again, this was funded by our Western Federal Lands grant, so it's the source of the funding, and this is exactly the kind of improvement that they're looking at us targeting with those funds. We opened bids on this contract on December 21st. We received 5 bids. The lowest responsive bidder was JLT Construction LLC, based out of Sutherland, Oregon. They haven't had a contract with Marion County before, but they have a long track record of ODOT and county level projects on projects exactly like this one. So our recommendation is to approve the contract and proceed with award. Any questions?
Questions? Comments? Think it's a good idea? So is this
Well-
up where we went, where the big curve is, and the people live right over there with the gates and everything?
Restrooms and garbage.
Right,
cans,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's that bridge.
It
Right.
is.
Never heard that name before, by the
So
way.
I guess I do,
Go ahead.
yeah, Madam Chair.
Yes.
One of the issues was people jumping off this bridge and are these guardrails gonna be up higher than, do you know what the dimensions are, Brian?
Yeah, they're really, it's exactly like you're seeing the image here. They're about 32 inches tall, and they're at the bridge ends. They don't extend. What they'll do is, as you can see from this image, this bridge has a concrete rail,
Yeah.
and the steel approach guardrail actually connects to that concrete parapet
Okay.
rail. So if a car hits it, it protects them from hitting that
So it doesn't-
hard concrete object.
So it doesn't actually go up on the bridge itself, it's a approach.
Exactly.
All right.
It'll connect to the existing concrete parapet on the bridge itself.
All right.
If I, a minor question, what is that covered, raised area behind the guardrail? Is that just plantings or something, or what am I seeing there?
Oh, and this one? This is
Yeah.
actually the Whipper Road Bridge replacement from
Oh,
about 3
okay.
years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just a ditch back
I
here
get
with
it.
some erosion control.
I was trying to put that, it wasn't looking quite right in that house there, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a different bridge, yeah.
Okay. So, Madam Chair, I would make a motion that we do approve the public improvement agreement with JRT Construction for North Fork Safety Improvements Guardrail Project for $60,880.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the agreement. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's approved. Thank you. That concludes our agenda for today. I will read the Wednesday to Wednesday calendar. Boy, this is bigger than the one that I had last week, I think. These are meetings where 2 or 3 commissioners will be present between February 14th and February 21st, 2018. We've just concluded our board session here in the Senator Hearing Room at Courthouse Square. Today, February 14th, Wednesday at noon, is our annual State of the County presentation. This will be held at the SEDCOR Monthly Business Luncheon
That's today.
at Broadway Commons, have you been practicing? 1300 Broadway Street Northeast in Salem. That is followed at 2 o'clock by a meeting of the Jobs Council at the Willamette Workforce Partnership Boardroom, 626 High Street Northeast in Salem. Tomorrow, Thursday, February 15th at 8 is the monthly City of Salem, Marion County breakfast meeting at the Sassy Onion, 1244 State Street in Salem. 9 o'clock, Thursday the 15th, is a SOAR graduation, Student Opportunity for Achieving Results, at Chemeketa Community College in Salem. Thursday at 9:30 is a work session on solar array code amendment that will be held in the Silverton Conference Room, 5th floor, here at Courthouse Square in Salem. And then at 1:30 on Thursday, I think that just got canceled, the executive session on bargaining. So I'm pretty sure that just got canceled. Pursuant to ORS 192-660. On Thursday at 3, we'll be having a one-on-one meeting. So these are not really one-on-one meetings. These are more like 5-on-1 meetings. And this is our first, right, with Walt Beglaw, elected official. These are meetings that we have in preparation for the budget and just
First
kind of.
and last with him.
Yeah, first and last meeting with Walt, that's so sad. To kind of get their read on what's going on in their department, any hot topics, budget issues, and so on. So that meeting will be held in the Silverton Conference Room, 5th floor, here at Courthouse Square in Salem. Monday, February 19th, we are closed in observance of President's Day, so Marion County offices will not be open on Monday. Tuesday, February 20th at 7 a.m. is the 2018 Economic Forum that will be held at the Salem Convention Center here in Salem. At 2 o'clock on Tuesday, February 20th, is our quarterly Budget Committee meeting. That will be right here in the Senator Hearing Room, here in Salem at Courthouse Square. And then February 21st, Wednesday at 9 a.m., we'll be back here in the Senator Hearing Room for our regular Wednesday board session, followed at noon by our first County Community Forum. This one is in Mount Angel, sponsored by the Mount Angel Chamber of Commerce. We'll be at the Mount Angel Library Community Room, 290 East Charles Street in Mount Angel. So, big day today. We're doing the State of the County address. Any previews? Are you
No, I
excited?
gotta save my material. It's
Yeah.
thin this year. I don't wanna give anything away.
All right. So people have to, well, it will be, we think, on Facebook Live. So if people can't get down to the Broadway Commons, they can open up their Facebook and see it.
Now, some of us aren't looking for comments on that, just so you know.
Okay. Well, not while you're speaking, at least.
Thank you.
But you'll go back and take a look. There'll probably be a lot of hearts floating because it's
Oh, I'm
Valentine's Day.
pretty sure.
But, Commissioner, anything? you
Oh,
wanna
it's,
say about it?
No, 2 14-hour days back to back after being gone. It's a way to get into the fire.
Now, I'm just curious about something. I know that Commissioner Carlson watches this when she's gone.
Did you?
Can I assume that you did?
I may have had one slight dream about what you were doing, but no.
What?
I tried to keep up on my email, but I don't, no,
That doesn't even sound professional.
I don't do that.
Well, it was entirely by accident that I did, because I had Facebook open, and then for some reason, it just popped open to the board session. I was like, oh,
And
well, I
you
guess I
couldn't
better
help
watch
but
this.
watch?
Right, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. no.
I just had to see what you two were up to, so.
What was the subject, you remember?
It was that cemetery.
Oh, yeah, that got to be a problem. That
Yeah,
should have
that
been a
was-
simple
yeah, that
issue where
was-
you're saying, geez, guys, just wrap it up. Is that,
I was like, boy, am I glad I'm not there. I'm glad I'm in Hawaii with my grandson.
Yeah, I try to unplug as much as I can when I leave. But I did keep up, watched email and responded and did a few of those.
Yeah, if you don't watch email, it is such a bear coming back. You've got like
And I-
6,000 emails.
And not only is my county email, but my business email and, yeah.
you're
So-
kind of going back to the day, this is important to me and us, I think, with the SEDCOR presentation, but I want to highlight, we said the first meeting in Mount Angel, that's such a great opportunity for people and for us to, it's just casual and a chance to visit. We always argue over the quiet periods, but generally there aren't too many of them. People
Yeah.
come out. I'd like to encourage more to come. We'll be all around the county. I don't have the schedule, but there should be an opportunity if you want to meet with us, good chance.
I think they go clear through April, and so we'll be going out to Woodburn, Silverton, Jefferson, Staten, Kaiser. We are going to Kaiser.
Are we?
Well,
Rotary. Yeah.
And with the new technology being on, hopefully that'll work today with Facebook Live. I mean, people, it's kind of like the telephone town hall. You can really pay attention and you don't have to be there.
Mhm.
It can be communicated.
What, are you trying to convince people not to come now?
No, but
Okay.
I'm just saying, there's other alternatives to be able to listen in and,
There is no good reason not to be informed about your government. That is what he's saying.
Oh, like
but I
that.
understand being really busy, before I got into public service, being busy running the business and your family, and it's really hard to take that extra time, so pay attention.
Just for you and I, Kevin, Ed McKinney always comes to Mount Angel, so that's the first time we've seen him since he gave us a tour of his plant. I'm anxious to see how it's moving. It was quite amazing to me.
Well, he wants to have another tour of the plant after lunch.
Oh,
I
really?
forgot
The
to-
one in Mount Angel?
Yeah,
Oh,
right. So there'll be a different plant.
oh.
Is that
There's
right?
a different
Yes.
plant?
Okay, yeah.
The-
So we have, so I,
There is a
I,
plant
yeah, he told
located
me
in
last
Mount
night at
Angel.
Public Safety Council, right before it started, so I need to get that.
Ed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what plant, what's he manufacturing
Gym
there?
equipment, it's connected, he talked about that, components that go into those big machines that we saw are built there.
So he said about a half an hour, so
Okay,
we'll do the state of the county, then we'll go have lunch at the
thank you.
Glockenspiel
That's- I
restaurant.
look forward to
And then
that.
he said another 30 minutes to walk through, he said, he's offering an invitation to the commissioners to see
Wonderful,
the
I'll
Mount
be
Angel
there.
plant. So,
You may not be interested in how french fries are made around the world, but I was.
Do you eat McDonald's french fries, Commissioner?
did I look uninterested?
Well, I
in
just
French
couldn't
fries?
tell.
Right.
I know you go to McDonald's. Do you eat McDonald's french fries?
I try not to. I have the Diet Coke. You can get healthy food at McDonald's.
I know.
I get eggs, I get,
That was the one thing when I was
Apple
on
slices.
vacation that I realized since I've been back that I have to be more conscientious about. Down there, you eat fish and chicken and nothing's processed. You can get some things.
I might starve to death.
No, you'd actually, eating lobster and conch and
Okay, yeah.
snapper and lots of vegetables,
Ooh.
beans and rice. And then when they do mashed potatoes, their potatoes are almost like a Yukon Gold. They have some interesting government.
Don't say mandates, and
Yeah, it's
never
like,
mind, I'm done
so
with
for
them.
example, lobster season is over, I think today, it's either the 14th or the 15th of February, their lobster season goes away, but they, for example, they had some diseases in chicken, so they had to, whatever, that bird flu or whatever
They
it was,
did,
they had to
Hope you
cut
didn't
off
bring
the
it back
chickens.
here, I gotta worry
And they
about
wouldn't
that.
allow imports, so people couldn't get chicken for a while. I heard another thing about avocados, that somebody got like a $2,000 fine for importing some avocados. It's interesting how they try to support their local economy with their tourism, et cetera. I don't know if all that is true, but I had a conversation with
Just
a guy.
before you left, there was an earthquake offshore and concern.
Yeah, it was like a week or
Were
two
people
before.
talking about that? Anything of
Yeah,
interest?
that happened off of Honduras, I think.
Looked about
guess
equidistant
They
to me
felt it,
from-
but there was no, what do you call it, tidal waves or tsunamis or anything like that. While we were there, though, we had some pretty big windstorms. The weather's different. It was different this year. Usually it's kind of calm, and we had sun in the morning mostly, and then some rain, and then sun in the afternoon was kind of the pattern. But
Humid?
well, I guess, but not. It's not like going to the south.
All right.
Like
Yeah.
Hawaii humid, right?
Yeah, it's not even as humid as I remember Hawaii to be. It's pretty constant temperature. Maybe the lows maybe get down into the high 60s at night, and the high 70s to low 80s during the day. You're pretty close to the equator, pretty much a 12-hour day, all the time, yeah.
No false ballistic missile notifications.
No, no. And no golf carts got stolen this year. Last year, we had a golf cart come up missing.
Were you involved in that, or you want to
Well,
confess something?
I ended up going to the police station to make a report.
Oh.
Very interesting police station. And the holding cell, I mean, you think about what we do here versus what they do there. Yeah, it was an interesting experience. And they found the golf cart. What it was is, like, one of the guys in our party didn't lock it up, and where we were, the golf cart guys we rented to went back and found that there was still a golf cart sitting there. So what happened is somebody got in the wrong golf cart.
Oh,
And those keys are all the same, and they have a padlock on the steering wheel, which is different. Well, he didn't lock it, and the guy got in the wrong golf cart and took it to his resort, and these guys knew, based on the golf cart that was there, what resort.
where to look?
Yeah.
This must happen.
It's just a real small area, they just know what's going on down there. And then the second place that we went, it was just all walking. You didn't even have a rental car. You walked everywhere you went. It was really a small town.
Sounds disgusting.
And bikes. They had
All
golf
right.
carts.
Let's let our TV crew be.
All right,
Yeah.
so I think that is a good synopsis of Kevin's vacation, and we're all prepared
My
for
daughter
staying
had
in
a
the
good
county.
time,
We
yeah.
hope that we will see everyone either electronically or in person in a couple hours. So
Okay.
if there's nothing else, we will adjourn.